Alrighty, man, where do I even start this? Well, welcome back to the channel. It's been almost a week since I posted a piece of content, but a toxic relationship will ruin your life and ruin your business. I know it's a different topic that I usually talk about on the YouTube channel. It's your man, Miss Law of Attraction, coming to you from Medellin, Colombia, now a single man. So if you guys have been watching my content for some time, you have seen that I was in a relationship with a Colombian woman, Vanessa, and it was absolutely amazing. I'm not talking anything bad about her in this video, but I need to address this because this is a business call, and this is a shout out and a call out to the men out there that may be in toxic relationships, or if you're a single guy, maybe under 30 years old, you're doing well for yourself, maybe 10, 20, 30,000 a month, or if you're kind of at my levels doing, 7 figures a year, this is a video you need to pay attention to because what I learned from a mentor, Sam Ovens, is people don't have business problems. They have personal problems that reflect in their business. So you might be trying to take your business to the next level, make more money, work on your ads, work on your funnels, but it's what's going on in your personal life. It can be, in this case, a toxic relationship. So let's break it down. So how did I find myself in this position? Well, I ended my relationship with Vanessa. After a year and a half, I thought she was going to be my wife. We were living together. I was taking care of her, her family, and basically sustaining our lifestyle. I thought she was the one. And you can see that by the content that I've been making over this year. You've seen her pretty much since the beginning of this YouTube channel, and she's no longer here, which has obviously affected my productivity, which is why I'm making this video. So why will a toxic relationship ruin your business? Okay, so first of all, let's talk about the signs of what a toxic relationship can be. Like I said, I'm not talking about Vanessa in this case. I'm talking about the general things that I've learned that has affected my business. Because I'll be completely honest, my business has taken a back end or a burn since this relationship because I spent so much time trying to fix the relationship, trying to fix her and trying to fix that 90% of my mental energy was going into fixing the relationship rather than fixing my business. And it reflected not only in the views on this channel, but it reflected in my bank account statement. So what people don't really understand, and well, guys, remember, I'm just getting out of this relationship. This is my reflection. So hear me out. If you are spending more time fixing a relationship, fixing a person, like I'm the type, like think about it, that's my business, that's my YouTube channel, is mindset and investing in people so they can grow and starting a business and becoming better versions of yourself. If you're with a partner that doesn't have similar values, you're gonna get sidetracked. I'm telling you right now, one of the biggest decisions, I think it's like three biggest decisions. The first one is giving your life to Christ, right? I've done that. I've been in the Bible. I've been on my knees. I've been in my daily devotional, getting closer to God. I gave myself to Jesus years ago, but not like I have now, really getting him involved. So that's the first big decision. The second one is who you're going to spend your life with. I want you to ask yourself a question, bro. That woman that you're going on a date with, right? So let's just say you're casually dating some chicks here and there. You have some girls in rotation. When you go out on a date, is that a girl that you really see yourself with? If not, you're wasting your time. That's a whole separate other video, which is why I wanted a girlfriend, right? So let's just say you are in a relationship right now, or you're going to be in a relationship. Is the woman you're with right now, is she the one that's going to carry the torch? Is she the one that you can see yourself, that she's going to be your wife, that she can play her part, and whatever that means to you, especially in today's kind of, red pill, blue pill, everybody's partisan in their own things. There's so many different ways that you can run your household. Maybe your woman makes money. She provides 50-50. I don't run it like that. I'm traditional. I take care of my woman and everything and the family and everything like that, right? So is she in the house? Is she cooking, cleaning? Does she have a project? Is she working on something, right? These are things that are so important. And if not, you're going to find yourself in a very dark situation. So what did I start seeing in my relationship, right? And like I said, it's nothing like, I love Vanessa. I doubt she's watching this right now, but nothing bad about her. But it's really important that you see some similarities in a man that you're building a business. You're running $100,000 per month business. If you're seeing these kind of traits in your partner, you got to exit. Here's the first one that I saw was that your partner, your woman has to have a project. Okay. That can be a business she's working on. It can be a job. It can be volunteering. It needs to be something, but a person that does not have a project will be a problem, right? Because human beings need a substance. They need to wake up and be excited about something. Right. And this can even be some good advice for you if you're trying to get your life off the ground, which is what I'm about to do right now, coming out of this relationship. If a person does not have a project, they will seek distraction. And that's what I started seeing, especially towards the last 2-3 months of Dubai. I was in a relationship where I wanted to fix my business, right? I wanted to get my YouTube channel up. I wanted to make money. I wanted to do some big things. But my partner, Vanessa, she was a stay-at-home girlfriend, I guess you could say, if that's a thing, right? she didn't have a project. And I kept telling her, you need a project, you need a vision. And if not, you're going to seek distraction. That's exactly what started happening. She was always wanting to go out and do stuff in Dubai. Now, I don't want to hear any hate in the comments like, oh, she was a model girl and she was there for the money. Guys, you don't know her. She was not. She really loved me. She really was there, but she didn't have the right principles. She didn't have the same mindset principles of growth that I had. So I don't want to hear any hate in the comments. She's an amazing person, but she didn't have a project. So she was always seeking distractions, always wanting to go out, especially every weekend. It was a dinner, it was a pool party. Now, you saw that I did all that stuff and I enjoyed it and I don't regret it. I did it, I made content. But a lot of the time, especially towards the latter like 4 months of our relationship, many of the things that we did was because she needed to. And if not, a fight was gonna break out, or I didn't love her, I wasn't taking her out on being romantic. But really, it was me like trying to alleviate the tension in the relationship because she needed to go out to distract herself because she didn't have a project. So I would justify that by making a piece of content. We're gonna go to some freaking pool. In Dubai. I'm gonna spend $400 for this pool. I might as well make a piece of content, for it. I'm not just gonna throw out $400. So anytime we would go do something, a nice restaurant, a nice activity, or something, I would always make a piece of content to try to justify, paying for that. So that's a lot of the times I was seeing. And this goes down to a person not having a project. They seek distractions. They're gonna seek wanting to go out, whether, and by the way, it doesn't mean necessarily partying. It can be wanting to go to pools, wanting to go to festivals. It can be drinking, restaurants, alcohol, drugs, sex, right? A person, and you as a man, if you don't have a project you're waking up to, you're going to seek distraction. So that was the first thing. The woman that you're going to be with, she has to have a project, whether it's a job or a business or volunteer work. If not, she's going to be a distraction in your life. And I learned that the hard way. So moving forward, I learned any woman that I'm going to associate with and bring into my life and bring into my heart and bring into my bed, bring into my energy, she's going to have a project outside of me, something that she can wake up and work towards. Second thing is that that person now will start to bring tension into the relationship, especially if you're a man that's like me. I like to work. I love my work. I rather be home working, making a video, working on my business than being outside, right? Especially I'm about to be 30. So the idea of going to a nightclubs, drinking alcohol, that doesn't really excite me like it did in my early 20s. So I like to be working. So if you're with a partner who doesn't have that project, they're going to feel tension, because they're going to feel the need to go out. And if you're as a man that wants to lock in, you're going to feel this need to like take that person out all the time to keep the relationship together. And that was a lot of pressure that I felt on my side. I always felt having to go out and do something and do something and spend money, which is fine. Like I make good money, but like I'm not working to buy a lifestyle. I'm working because I love the work. I love to save money, invest money. And I found out that my relationship was like this revolving door because I kept needing to salvage the relationship and make her feel loved and seen because I had to take her out. So it put a lot of tremendous pressure on me. And if you're anything like me, guys, I'm the type of personality where I don't quit. I don't quit. I don't quit in my business. Man, fuck, I was broke for so many years. I never quit. I just kept going and going. So I was the type of person I kept trying to fix the relationship, trying to fix a relationship. And that was my attention, right? Neville Goddard talks about your attention. My attention kept going to trying to fix the relationship, fix her, make sure she's feeling love. Remember, this is a good one. I thought it was going to be my wife, making sure she's feeling love, making sure she's feeling seen, making sure that I'm being romantic and caballero, como, like a gentleman to her. But in her eyes, that meant taking her out to do something, which took me away from my business, that took me away from distraction, and felt pressure on myself to always have to perform, always have to perform. Like I said, I'm still young. This is the first relationship that I've invested so heavily into while I was with her. So I'm learning a lot. No hate against her, but I learned so many different things. So the woman has to have a project, and if not, she's going to put a lot of pressure on you. The second thing, especially if you're in this kind of mindset material like I am, you need to be with a partner that also values it the same. If that person is not on a personal growth journey like you, there's going to be a separation. And I remember telling her that in the very beginning. It's like my business is literally about mindset growth and becoming better versions of ourselves, having a goal card. Like you already know, I got my goal card on me. I got my vision right here. I'm so happy and grateful now that I profit $1 million per month in personal income as a public speaker, right? So if the partner you're with doesn't have that same growth mentality, they're going to be living in the physical world, right? Because we live on three planes of existence. It's perfect. Bob Proctor is literally covering that right now on this little background image, right? The different frequencies. So we live on different frequencies: physical, mental, and spiritual. But if the person is living in the physical world, which is like wanting to be an influencer, wanting to take pictures, which is great, I do the same. But they're only living in the spiritual world and not going to the in the physical world and not going to the spiritual world. You're gonna find a lot of tension. You're going to find a lot of tension there because you're not speaking the same mental language. You're not speaking the same spiritual language. Are you best friends with that person? Are you talking about the same things? Are you talking at the same mental level and the spiritual level? The physical level is easy. That's so easy. And that's what I fell for. That's something that I honestly am accepting as well. I fell for the beauty. I was blinded by the beauty. I had a very, very, very attractive girlfriend. She's very attractive, as you guys have seen, or, beauty's subjective, but in my eyes, she was a very, very beautiful woman. And so I was blinded, and I take responsibility. Nothing, no hate against her. It was me. I take responsibility because I was so blinded by the beauty that I was like, okay, we can make this work. Maybe I can fix her. And that was something that I want to talk about as well. I had the type of personality that was always like trying to fix, right? That's my business. That's my coaching. That's all I do. By the way, if you ever want help with coaching and scaling on a business note, first link in the description below. Hop on a call with me or check out my school community, right? Because these are things I'm now learning that will eventually be integrated into the business stuff. Because a lot of times these guys are not having business problems. It's these relationship problems. But I digress. Coming back over here, if the person is not on that same spiritual growth and you're only falling for the lust in the physical part, you're damaging your grind. You're damaging your thing. One thing I will always tell her, and you should know is in general, as a man, right? This is speaking to men right now. There's three ways that you can multiply your progress. So let's talk about the first level, which is you being a single man. Let's call it 1x, right? Like we have the frequencies I hear Bob's talking about. You're going in a line. You're single right now. You're on your grind. You're locked in. You're building your business. You're going at 1x speed. A single guy that's building. And that's great. You can sustain, grow, your focus. You go on a date when you feel like it, and you're on your thing, right? 1x. If you find the right partner, right? Like it says in the Bible, when you find that second half, that person will come and they will multiply you. And not because the woman is necessarily working, but she multiplies your energy. She multiplies the money. Your life expands and you become more, be more, do more, and have more because that partner is with you. And so what happens is instead of being a 1x man, now that you've chosen the right woman, you go to say 10x, 50x, 100x. You see that a lot with like Alex Hormozy and Layla. When they come together, everything multiplies. And so when you're with the right person, your life will begin to multiply. That's why God wants us to find that right partner for us, because when you're in the right relationship, everything becomes more fruitful. Everything begins to multiply, and you'll do more as not only in business, but as a man in the right relationship because everything multiplies. But then it reverses on the other side. And the third one is when you're with the wrong person. The wrong person now, instead of being 1x, you're negative 10x. Negative 10x means there's fighting, there's constant fighting in the relationship, constant need for approval, constant distractions, constant things going on. So it almost takes you off your grind. And that's what I started seeing, especially in the latter like 4 months of our relationship. And I don't want to hear, yes, I broke up with her. I'm learning. I'm really good at business, but the relationship part, I'm working on this so much. Okay. But it was degrading, right? I was in a relationship that wasn't multiplying. I felt so much pressure to perform in the relationship. I felt so much pressure to find love and invest into her to help her grow and get her on a project and help her start a business, but she wasn't doing it. And remember, I was blinded by the lust. I was blinded by the beauty. And so I saw not only my business, but my performance, my mental energy, mentally exhausted, physically exhausted. I was going negative. So even though I was physically at the desk working, I was physically making a YouTube video, I was physically there present, my energy wasn't there. And that's why you guys love watching my content. You love my energy. And so I was actually being depleted in the relationship, especially in this last like 2 months of our relationship. It was so toxic, constant fighting every single day, waking up and she was going to fight about something. And and I was the type of person that I was trying to fix it, trying to fix it, trying to fix it. And became negative. So it reflected in my bank account. It reflected in my views. It reflected in my energy. It reflected in everything. And most of you have felt that, especially the last couple of months. Because remember, I wasn't having business problems. You saw me doing business work, but behind the scenes in my relationship, I was in a toxic relationship that wasn't allowing me to grow as a man. So I was actually performing less than standard. Because remember, I was already successful before she came into my life. I was already making 100,000 a month. I was doing well. So she kind of came into my life, which is fine. Remember, I'm the type of guy, I will take care of my wife. sending her mom $2,000 a month, like that's nothing to me, right? So I'll take care of her, come live with me, and be respectful. What she was, she was respectful. She did some stuff around the house, all that kind of stuff, but it wasn't going to the next level. So also when you're, and this is for my men that are doing very well, 50K a month, 100K a month plus, these kind of guys. So you're most likely going to want a very beautiful woman, right? And you're probably going to take care of her as well, right? So when you're with this woman, you also have to make sure that, like, guys, this was tough. I'm sorry, guys. I'm like trying to like. It took me. You know how many days I've been trying to like get this video out? To just muster up the energy, the mental strength, the emotional strength to just come in here and just recuperate. That's where I'm at right now. Now that we're broken up and now that I'm by myself, guys, I think about her a lot. I think about her all day. And it's like it's tough. There's parts of me that want to call her and contact her, but I have to think about myself. She was a great person. She just wasn't the right person for me. And because of that, it's tough. But as a man, you got to make those tough decisions, especially if she's not the right one. Now, in this phase, this is all about recouping energy. Remember that negative? I was feeling exhausted. So, in this phase now, it's all about investing back in me because I was thinking for the family. What's the best choice for the family? This is my wife. This is going to be the mother of my children. So, I was making choices. Oh, we're fighting. Let's fix this because this is our family. But at some point, I had to think about me. I got to think about you. How can I serve you at the highest level? How can I give you the energy? And if all my energy is being depleted in my relationship, I don't have the energy to give it to you. So now in this phase, it's all about recouping. So you're going to see a lot of the content coming out. It's all about rebuilding life again, right? I quantum leap. I built 2 7-figure businesses. Now we're going to build this again, but stronger, smarter, with more energy, and about recouping. How to build life back up and give my energy to myself and build it here so I can give it to you on this YouTube channel. So this is your sign. If you are find yourself in a relationship like this that could be toxic, I want you to open up your eyes right now. Is this the woman that is multiplying the fruits? When you go and break the bread and you bring the meat to the table, does she make it into a home? Not just because she's beautiful, because you make a lot of money, so you attract beautiful women, which is what will happen when you're at these levels, right? But she's multiplying your mind. She's multiplying your spirit. She's multiplying your soul. She's multiplying your income, not because you're doing something directly, because she brings peace into the house. And that is something that's so important. Make sure that you're with a woman that brings peace. And that's all we want as a man. I'm very simple. I'm not perfect. I made a lot of mistakes in the relationship, absolutely. And some of the mistakes that I made have caused her to be like that. So I do take responsibility. But the number one thing is making sure that woman brings peace into your house. If not, it's going to be a hell. And if you have hell in your house, your business is going to reflect the same. And you're going to have hell in your business. And you're going to keep working very hard, very hard, very hard, and not really going anywhere because you're looking at the wrong place. It's not the business problem. It might be the relationship that you're in. So ask yourself the question, are you wasting time on a girl that's not going to multiply you? If you're in a relationship now, maybe there's something I said that opened up your eyes. Or maybe this is your sign to be single and go on the same journey that I'm going to be on. Let's go and rebuild ourselves as strong men to attract the right partner, not in lust, not on not on only physical beauty, but a woman that multiplies the beauty, that multiplies your mind, that multiplies your spirit, that brings peace into your home. And that's the partner that we're going to want to partner with. So now this is your man, Mr. Law of Attraction, guys. This was a lot. This took a lot of energy for me to open up and share these things, and I'll be making more content like this. If you like this kind of relationship stuff, let me know in the comments below, and I'll make another video like this. This is your man, Mr. Law of Attraction. I'm back in the game, back about getting my energy together so I can invest back in you and give you the energy that you need so that you can become the best version of yourself. So I'm going through it. I will self-reflect so that you could do the same. If you want help with this, first link in the description below. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, guys.